Hey, right, so this wasn't meant to be a food prep haul. Um, I went in just to buy some more of these, and I think that was an introductory offer. They've gone up to £2 now, but I've got to be honest, I've tried that one and it's really, really, really nice. So I bought 3 more of this particular one. And this is the one that I didn't buy. So now that I know that one's really nice, I'm assuming naively that they're all quite nice. So you've got sweet and sour chicken. Again, it's a complete meal. Everything's in there. Chicken tikka with rice. And you've got a bolognese. It's all cooked. You can just crack it, unseal it. And if you open, just cut a little bit off the side. You won't even need a spoon, a fork, a spork. You can just squeeze it straight into your mouth. They're really, really handy. And as someone mentioned in one of the posts that I put in the post section, great for a bug out bag. Really, really good. And I am focusing now on meals in a can. That's sort of pretty much it, and stuff for making supplements. Again, so I only went in to get these and I got carried away again. So I did pay on card. I'll always be honest with you. I am very, very pro, but I didn't do it the last time. But I did plant 10 of them dotted around B&M bargains. So again, I know it's very contradictory, but I didn't go in there with enough cash on me to buy the rest of this stuff, so I did pay on card. So there was some chicken that was on special offer. I mean, that'll go in the freezer. And then there's this for £1.50. I'll be breaking all the chicken off that and giving it to the girls. We really do need to keep on top of this, not the shit sacks of stuff, the refined stuff, the bleached stuff, just so horrifically bad for you. But natural is natural. These aren't going to be from an incredible source, some sort of amazing salt lake in the middle of nowhere. So it is likely that there might be traces of microplastics in there. But again, this is the way we're having to live at the moment for now. These I would consider to be meals in a can. Again, you can water these down, add a few extra vegetables, stuff that you've foraged, chuck them in there as well, bit of seasoning, and you can split that each can 3 ways with some rice. You can make your food stretch so far. Most of us are really creative people anyway. It's not hard for us, and I can make a meal out of anything. I've had to. I love this fried. It's lovely in slices and then fried both sides. Really nice with beans and egg and chips. So I've just topped up on a few more of them. It's a lot cheaper than Spam and it's identical, in my opinion. Another chicken curry. One of these all-day breakfasts. Again, they're not particularly good for you, but this is emergency food. And I think it would be a good idea if everyone supplemented their unhealthy prep food with stuff that they foraged or grown, in their own garden. I call these protein pots. Now, I mean, they'll last for years and years and years because they're well sealed. Now, the beef that's in there, we're not talking about finely pureed fillet steak. It's not going to be the greatest cuts of beef, but it's a good prep item. Very, very good. And it was cheap there, very cheap. So I bought 4. That was the last 4. I use black pepper in most of my supplements because it does help the body to absorb, and it is good for you. So I always buy whole black peppercorns, and then I blitz them with whatever else it is that I'm blitzing in my blender to make my supplements. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these meals in a pouch. The spice range is very, very limited in there, very limited, which could be a problem, you know. I'll have to find other sources. These are made for the microwave, but if you turn it upside down like that, just crack it so that you've just allowed enough air to get in there. Just crack a tiny little hole, and then just put it into a pan full of boiling water up to about there, and just leave it to cook for about 10 minutes. You know, it's quite handy. So I've got 2 of them. They're not particularly good for you. There's a lot of suet in there, but then suet, you know, it's a natural fat. I've got a steak and gravy Fray Bentos pie, and then a minced beef and onion pie. This tea, you know, I know that a lot of the really, really well-known stuff is just sprayed to buggery with all sorts of pesticides. You know, it's so mass-produced. And this just, yeah, I was sold by the packaging, which is how they get you. But I've never tried it before, and it wasn't particularly expensive. And yeah, you know, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Now, each Christmas, at least one person gets me a little selection of miniatures. And then I'll go and buy a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of vodka or a bottle of brandy or whatever. And I top them all up. After I've smashed through them over Christmas, I'll top them all up, and then I stick them in the loft because they're perfect for bartering. Absolutely perfect. And not just bartering. You know, if someone does you a favour for a favour, again, we're aiming for a cooperative society. Just giving them something like that, a little bottle of that, just as a thank you, you know, makes a massive difference, and they'll help you again further down the line. It's all about building relationships. It's all about networking. A little something for the weekend and for tonight's live stream. These were very cheap, you know, so even better value for money than that. I think this was about 8 quid, 8, 9 quid. I'll show you on the receipt in a minute. And it's got, it's 33% volume, you know, so I mean, it's not crap stuff. Pack of 10. You know, that's 10 happy people, 10 thank yous. And then I'm trying to use up, I've still got a shitload of sugar, kilos and kilos and kilos of the white refined stuff, but I'll be using that again, probably as some sort of bartering tool. That powdered milk and rice, and you've got rice pudding. People will love that. It makes rice so much more interesting. So I'm still buying natural sugar because it is better for you. This is, so I've got so much. I've got about 4, maybe 500 capsules to make up. This particular one is organic eggshells, wild garlic, cloves. If you do a bit of research on cloves, I did mention it in a previous video. Sage out of my garden, black pepper from black peppercorns, and then from a supplement. Now, bearing in mind, it's already got magnesium in the wild garlic. It's already in there, you know, packed with it. And your body needs magnesium to absorb the eggshells, the powdered eggshells, to go into your system and then strengthen your bones, your teeth, your hair, your nails. But I've also added extra, the last of my Geeks 3-in-1 magnesium capsules in there as well. I've tipped a lot in there, and that's got magnesium glycinate, malate and citrate. So that's a really powerful supplement. This is, again, I've made far too much of it. You know, this is all a learning curve for me. And this is what they look like. And that's 50% cayenne pepper and 50% pumpkin seeds. If you look up the health benefits of both of those things in one pill, you know, it'll blow your mind. These supplements are powerful, powerful. And that's going to help your body to stay healthy whilst you're eating this shit, you know? So trying to make as many varied supplements for yourself and for your family, for your friends, and to sell on or exchange for services or goods, you know? But that's about it. That's it. And that's going to take me a few hours to knock out 500, you know? So this is the cost of everything. It came to £81.50, which I felt was quite a lot. It was a lot more than I expected because there's not really that much there. It's these three here that bulked up the price. So yeah, I'll leave it at that and hopefully see you in the live stream a little bit later on. Much love and ciao for now.